There are 32 teams and 32 unique fan bases in the NFL. But not all of them are created equal. And as a wise teacher once said, 50% of you are in the bottom half of this class, and I can't stand it. Well, let's find out which one is the worst. Who are the worst fans in the NFL is coming up right now. In this video, we're going to determine which team's fans are the worst in the league based on math, metrics, and specific data. Fan attendance. Gate receipt/attendance revenue is one of the cleanest ways to gauge a fan base's interest in their own team. Are they willing to get in a car, pay for parking, pay for a ticket, drop even more cash on beer and food, and wade through a sea of mouthy drunkards after their team either wins or loses? That's a lot to ask of a person on a Sunday, and if you can consistently get your stadium packed, that speaks volume about a team's followers.
No, it's the Bills!
60% of a team's local revenue is based on ticket sales, meaning the most effective way to support your team is to go sit down and watch them in their building. When it comes down to it, the team that's dead last in terms of attendance percentage is the Washington Commanders. You probably guessed that. But we have to give some sort of context when making that statement. The Commanders fans pack a woeful 86% of FedEx Field, the worst by nearly 7%. By contrast, the 2022 49ers had their stadium packed beyond capacity. With 9 home games in the regular season, they drew nearly 105% overseating, meaning fans were standing to watch a 7th-round, one-armed rookie quarterback go on a magical run to the NFC title game. But Commanders fans had a reason not to attend games, a good reason that I just recently outlined in my video about the worst owner in football, Dan Snyder. You can watch that after this. But it's certainly a step up from 2021 when Washington's faithful had butts in just 64% of available seats. Yikes! At least that tells you that they're more eager to attend games now that Snyder makes his crass yet ungraceful exit from football operations in DC. So who's second worst? Second place belongs to the New York Giants and their fans, who filled up MetLife to just 93% capacity. You would think that a playoff team might draw a few more home fans willing to make the trek across the turnpike, but you'd be mistaken. Somehow, Giants fans were slightly more eager to show up in 2021 when Joe Judge's squad finished 4-13 and boasted the league's second worst scoring offense. Still, the team that leaves the most money on the table is, of course, the Los Angeles Chargers, who lose out on $3 million in cash every time the team plays in SoFi. And we know very well that most of those seats aren't being occupied by Chargers fans. But home attendance doesn't tell the whole story. Fan travel/road attendance. Which fan base travels the worst in the NFL? Well, numbers would tell you that the distinction belongs to the other New York team, the Jets. Ironically, Jets fans are not boarding any planes to their opponents' cities, even though Jets games are, on average, the least expensive team to see play on the road. You get it? They're named the Jet.
J-E-T-S, Jet, Jet, Jet!
I guess no one wanted to watch Zach Wilson suck at home or away, but that may very well change with the addition of Aaron Rodgers. The buildings are gonna reek of patchouli and body odor like an old Dead show. Still wouldn't count on his family showing up to any games. Worst social media interactions. Now, it used to be that we judged fans on their in-game etiquette, their decorum around opposing teams' fans, and their behavior when things are going well or poorly. And we'll get to that soon. But in recent years, with the advent of social media, there's another way to judge exactly who has the most obnoxious or hostile supporters in the NFL. You like how I showed Scooter's face when I said obnoxious? Twitter can be a breeding ground for heated debates and passionate discussions, especially when it comes to sports, or just name-calling and hurling of insults like corpses over a castle wall. With millions of users expressing their dumbass opinions in 280 characters or less, it's no surprise that certain NFL fan bases have developed a reputation for being disliked online. An analysis of Twitter data by online sports betting group sportsbetting.ag shed light on the most hated NFL fans on the platform. The results will not shock you. Taking the top spot as the most disliked fan base on Twitter is, drumroll, the Dallas Cowboys. According to the data compiled over a 90-day period in 2021, Cowboys fans received over 2,000 complaints. It could be that there's more Cowboy fans than just about anyone else, or it could be that their insistence that it is their year, despite it never being their year. In fact, it hasn't been their year since 1996. That was a long time ago. Despite being the least disliked fan base according to Twitter data analysis, the Indianapolis Colts themselves harbored strong animosity towards certain teams. Colts fans revealed their lingering distaste for the New England Patriots, particularly because of the team's former quarterback Tom Brady, who was the arch nemesis of Peyton Manning and Andrew Luck and the Colts during the 2000s. Y'all get over it. The Patriots, while mysteriously hovering in the middle of the overall dislike scale, still found themselves on the Colts fans' shit list. Fan fighting and brawls. Passion, rivalry, and intensity define the NFL fan experience. The stadiums are packed with devoted supporters who cheer, jeer, and sometimes even throw a beer or a knuckle sandwich. While the majority of fans attend games to enjoy the sport and camaraderie, there are a few rowdy individuals who mar the experience by resorting to fisticuffs. Y'all bitches should stay home. According to recent surveys, fans of the Philadelphia Eagles are widely regarded as the biggest instigators of brawls. Despite Philly's moniker as the city of brotherly love, the intense rivalry that permeates the city's sports culture spills over into the stands on game day, and probably a few in the parking lot too. So much so that it was part of the movie Silver Linings Playbook, and most moviegoers just cited the comical brawl as documentary footage. Fans of the Eagles are not only more likely to initiate conflicts, but are also considered formidable fighters. Just ask Santa Claus. Probably because they have years of experience. Not to shock anyone, but the Las Vegas Raiders secure the second spot on the list of fight provokers. The Pittsburgh Steelers, New England Patriots, and Dallas Cowboys also make up the top 5 brawlers in the NFL. Yo, this isn't European soccer. We came to the game to enjoy it, not to get into a kerfuffle. And I should be given props for saying the word kerfuffle. However, amidst the chaos and physical altercations, some NFL fans stand out as exemplars of sportsmanship and peacekeeping. Topping the list of peacekeepers are fans of the Seattle Seahawks. Hawks fans may be as loud as they come, but assholes they are not. They're probably giant pussies. Following closely behind are Minnesota Vikings fans, who are renowned for their sportsmanlike conduct and willingness to keep the stands more peaceful than Adrian Peterson's household. Fuck. And how this lady didn't clock this Eagles fan in the face shows remarkable restraint. Hell, I want to put my knuckles in the back of his dumbass skull too. The 49ers, Arizona Cardinals, and Tennessee Titans fans round out the top 5 in the Peacekeepers category. That's what charging a lot for tickets does for you. Fan spending. Everything is indeed bigger in Texas, including the spending at NFL stadiums. The top 2 fan bases that splurge on in-stadium food and beverages are the Houston Texans and the Dallas Cowboys. Texans fans lead the pack with an average spending of over $150 on game day. They are closely followed by Cowboys fans known for their unwavering support, who spend their entire paychecks to cheer on their team that can't get past the second round of the playoffs. I mean, some things are investments, others are bills. Another team with passionate fans and high spending is the Baltimore Ravens, while the Cleveland Browns fall just shy of the spending threshold. And on the other end of the spectrum, fans on the Carolina Panthers emerge as the most frugal, some might say stingiest, when it comes to stadium treats, spending less than half of the average NFL fan. Or they are just smart. A surprising addition to this list is the Green Bay Packers. While their fans are known for their dedication and love for the team, they spend very little inside Lambeau Field. This anomaly can be attributed to the legendary tailgating scene that fills Packers fans' bellies before they enter the stadium. I mean, that does make sense. Now, when it comes to alcohol consumption, New Orleans Saints fans embrace the spirit of their vibrant city, spending nearly $65 per game at the Superdome. Bills Mafia, along with the fans of the Patriots and the Saints, are the only fan bases that average over $60 on in-stadium alcohol purchases. Conversely, the Panthers fans maintain their trend of economic spending with an average of just $15.04 spent on alcohol per game. You'd think it would take more than that to sit through a Panthers game. Merchandise sales. Displaying team allegiance through clothing and accessories is the easiest way for fans to show support outside of the stadium. Houston Texans fans lead the pack in merchandise spending with an average annual expenditure of $380.17. This figure is more than double the league-wide average of $153.55, most likely because they had to replace all of their Deshaun Watson jerseys, or burn them. Fans of the Los Angeles Rams and the Cleveland Browns also show a strong dedication to their teams by spending over twice the average amount on team-branded merchandise. Yeah, you heard that right, the Rams. At the other end of the spectrum, fans of the Indianapolis Colts and the Detroit Lions are the most budget-conscious, spending less than $100 annually on team merchandise. And Lions fans are smart. Who are the worst NFL fans? So now that we've broken down the numbers, who are indeed the worst fans in the NFL? One could certainly argue that the Cowboys fans are the worst in the NFL, but you have to give credit where credit is due. The Cowboys can't cultivate a bandwagon without success on the field, and they haven't reached the highest plateau in close to 3 decades. So that speaks volumes about their fans. And just as bad, their Yankees haven't won since 2009. Ultimately, we gave a different gauge for what makes a bad fan, and just about every fan base in the NFL has its shortcomings in one way or another. But when you factor in your experience and interactions with them online, and likely in person, so yeah, you sat through a 12-minute video to be told what you already knew. It's the Cowboys.
Buddy,
GG.
how we feeling?
Let me tell you what's gonna happen.
You tell me right now. Tell me what's happened.
Dak is gonna drive the ball all the way down the field for a touchdown.
Got it.
We're going to go for 2.
Oh.
We're going for 2.
Oh.
We win the game.
Oh.
We beat the Eagles. We beat the Bengals.
Okay, here we go. Dak throws over the middle, and he gets hit, and the game is done.
I'll see you on Thursday, bro.
Okay, Scoots, I'll catch you later.
They're the worst. I love you, Scooter. I'm 5 Points Vids, and please subscribe.